story. And while sitting in on a class, I found myself, once again, tuning out the finer points of higher education.
How about the carrying cost?
To ponder one of life's bigger questions. The question of, who owns Ohio?
Ohio.
I know that's a difficult concept to grasp, so let me spell it out for you.
O-H.
This story of how a simple name
Ohio.
triggered a big-time legal battle between Ohio University in Athens and Ohio State University in Columbus over, of all things,
the word Ohio.
Here's the problem. Ohio University and Ohio State University both have a history of being referred to simply as
Ohio.
Ohio.
For instance, that's an Ohio State hat, that's an Ohio University hat. That's an Ohio State band, that's an Ohio University band. Ohio State, Ohio U. Ohio State, Ohio U. State U, State U. Confusing? Yes.
People ask, where do you go? I say, OU, Ohio University. And they'll be like, oh, the Buckeyes. No, the Bobcat. And they're like, who's the Bobcat?
A long-running mistaken identity scenario that puts Ohio U out of step with their much bigger sister school in a publicity dance long dominated by those football-loving Buckeyes of Ohio State.
You don't say Ohio State, you say Ohio, because when you're in that stadium, it's like the state of Ohio that's there. We basically are perceived as representatives of Ohio. And that the state of Ohio. This is the flagship university.
Ohio! They might be the flagship today, but Ohio University set sail first as the state's original institute of higher learning.
We were here first. It's tradition that we like to keep.
We are Ohio. They are Ohio State.
We scream O-H-I-O. We're Ohio.
Nobody really owns Ohio.
It's our name. We're not going to step aside.
Enter the lawyers. Ohio State's Ginny Trethewey and Ohio University's John Burns, locked now in a legal tussle over Ohio University's 1995 successful trademark registration of the word Ohio.
You know, we didn't ask to be sued about this. All we did is register our historic name.
You can't really imagine that any one entity or institution or person can own the name of a state.
A state of silliness?
Not to us here at Ohio. Certainly not here at Ohio State.
Our team is fighting and they are about to win the race.
Both universities are concerned that people on the outside will make light of their war on, well, a word. People who might slap their heads in astonishment and say, oh, what's next? Oh. Oh?
Oh?
Oh, my goodness. What about oh?
Well, they actually have trademarked that.
Oh. For today, Mike Leonard, NBC News, in the otherwise harmonious state of
I think I should mention that I went to Ohio University, but in the interest of fair journalism, I'm staying neutral. It is 7:51. We'll be back in a moment. This is Today on NBC.